Really quickly, give us a deal, Vinny, which you think will happen next week.
Victor Osimhen, it's got to happen at some point. He said he wants to play in the Premier League, go back to his Napoli days. We talk about him every window. Surely at some point it will happen. I believe it will happen in this window.
And I think I know yours because he's just come up there. Right, there's been a Quansah and a Konsa link. So let's start with Jarell Quansah. Are they going to get him, Michael?
Well, they're in talks with Bayer Leverkusen over a possible deal for Quansah. We believe that Mikel Arteta sees him as a good addition to Arsenal's options in defence. Of course, he left Liverpool to join Bayer Leverkusen, and it's worked out ever so well for him. You know, another one, like we'll be speaking later on Jed Spence, another one where people raised eyebrows, but you know, he was very much part of Thomas Tuchel's England squad. And we'll wait and see. But it's another player, another defender who can play in a number of positions. It seems to be the Mikel Arteta mode. Most of his centre halves can play right back, left back. You know, so it shocked many people, but the more I look at it and think about it, it doesn't overly surprise me.
What about Ezri Konsa, Vinny?
Yeah, Mike, again, he's someone who's the similar kind of profile, really, to Jarell Quansah. He can play right back as well as being a more natural centre-half, of course. Villa would want around £60 million. Remember, he's 5 years older as well than Jarell Quansah. He's got 2 years left on his Villa contract at the moment. He wasn't part either of the Super Cup squad the other night against PSG with that extended break after the World Cup. But again, you're just looking at that situation, and clearly they need reinforcements because of the long-term injury to Saliba. Timber's coming back to fitness, of course, but it makes sense to have extra cover in those areas. So again, Quansah makes sense that they're the two that they're looking at the moment.
Saliba, we know, is going to be out for some time, Michael. So do they actually have to get on with this and get more people in defence?
I think Arsenal, I mean, they look well stocked to me. They've got some great options. I mean, we've done the squad depth graphics, haven't we? And I think they look the most equipped to start. But then Arsenal fans will tell me a number of players won't be fit, which is fair. You know, Declan Rice needed an extended break. But yeah, maybe one more defender through the door, and I think they'd be pretty happy.
That said, though, so they're looking at international players, Quansah and Konsa. What happens when Saliba returns? Because one of them, or both, will be sitting on the bench.
Yeah, I was trying to work it out, and I think Gabriel Saliba, you'd still look at them and think, probably first choice given what they've achieved, depending on whoever comes in and what kind of performance they put in as well. But you look at, Bridgie kind of touched on it there as well, the amount of colour that they do have at the back and the versatility that they have among their options. Ben White can come as centre back as well as playing right back. Mascara, Hincapié, Calafiori, they can all play different positions across that back line as well. Miles Lewis-Skelly's still there. Not only can he play midfield, he can play left back as well. Yeah. So, and I mentioned Timber getting back to full fitness. So there are options in there. It's not like the short.
No, and also, Mike, like we look at Declan Rice, for example, you know, he didn't have the greatest World Cup. I mean, he's a key player, but he probably, maybe Arsenal fans look back and say maybe he played one too many games. I mean, he played in the Carabao Cup semis against Chelsea, and it's about, this is a 70-game season for the likes of Arsenal probably. You know, Mikel Arteta goes for the Carabao Cups, and of course they're going to go for the Champions League. They want to go one better in the Champions League. You've got your Saturday, Tuesday, Sunday, Wednesday games. Come thick and fast. It's squad depth.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Gabriel Martinelli's future, uncertain. The Arsenal winger has turned down the chance to join Galatasaray. Now, the Turkish club made an offer of around 38, nearly £39 million. Martinelli, though, not keen on a move. Michael, that's bucking the trend. We've had Salah go to Turkey, Lukaku and others go to Turkey. Are you surprised he said no?
Possibly, but he might be wondering, is his time up at Arsenal then? We know Arsenal are looking for another left-sided forward, and if that's the expense of Martinelli, I mean, it doesn't overly surprise that he's rejected the offer to go to Turkey. But for me, it just shows that Arsenal want to... I think for Arsenal this summer, it looks to me like they're not going to sign 7 or 8 like they've done in the past. They want 2 or 3 upgrades. Bruno, huge upgrade, going to go straight into that 11. And that's what I think they're going to try to do on that left-hand side.
So if Martinelli doesn't go, does that affect any move for Bradley Barcola?
I mean, you put 2 and 2 together, Mike, and you think, yeah, it obviously stands to reason that they'd look and target someone like that. They went for Vinicius Junior earlier in this window. Of course, that didn't happen. And the problem is, again, we go back to Barcola and the valuation that PSG are putting on him at 145 million. Now, at the minute, it looks like Arsenal value him less than Liverpool actually value Barcola as well. So you're looking at around about £95 million that Arsenal were willing to go to. So at the minute, again, you're looking at a potential compromise. And if there's going to be any shift in that, it needs PSG to compromise. Otherwise, I can't see Arsenal going too much higher than they're already talking about.
Yeah. Victor Osimhen's name got linked with Arsenal again today. We've been there before. Could this happen?
Well, he's apparently on a very high wage at Galatasaray. I wonder if he might be discussed by a couple of clubs around the deadline day mark, because you can't really think of too many out-and-out top strikers anymore. That's the one thing that really gets me at the moment in world football, and he would be one to potentially...
Hello. Which one of your 2 least favourite subjects shall we start with? Transfers or injuries?
Up to you. You can do it.
Start with injuries.
Okay.
I guess not really a case of injuries, but more team news. The 3 lads who were missing on Wednesday were back from the World Cup late. Are they all available?
Yeah, they will be available. They trained with us today. They will train tomorrow, and if they are in the condition that we expect them to be, they will be involved.
So just to clarify, that's Declan, Bakaya and...
Zubi.
Correct.
That's correct.
And in terms of injuries, can we get an update again on Julian Timber and William Saliba?
Julian is progressing really well. He's on the pitch. We are ramping up now certain actions, and especially the volume and the load. And I think he's in a good trajectory, but still a few weeks to go. And Willie, as we all know, it's a long-term injury.
So Timber, it could be before the international break, maybe?
I don't know. We have to wait and see. He needs to start to train with the group in the next week or so, hopefully, and then see how he progresses from there. But obviously, it's been a long-term issue right now, and we want to make sure that every step that we take is the right one. He feels right to do that, and he's such an important player for us.
So, over 2 weeks in the transfer window left, that's 18 and a half days, 532 hours, 31,920 minutes, 1.9 million seconds for us to ask you about 1.9 million
milliseconds?
players.
How many milliseconds?
1.9 million seconds. Well, 1.8 now.
Okay.
And we'll probably ask you about that many players.
But it's a very exciting part of the season as well. You know, that's when a lot of things happen. I think it creates excitement. There is an opportunity as well to evolve. There is a good way as well to understand what every player is feeling. And yeah, we are trying the maximum that we can to end up in 14 days, 13 days in the best possible condition to compete for every possible competition.
That word evolve means potentially players out and potentially players in as well in that time.
It's always the case. There's an opportunity there to go both ways, and we'll have to see how the market responds and what we as a club we can do.
I don't mention names because you never comment on names, but the exception to that, I guess, just quickly, is because of the injuries to Saliba and Timber that we've spoken about, that area of the pitch. So Quansah with a Q and Konsa with a K. There's lots to talk about those two.
You know, I'm not going to talk about any individuals. Obviously, what I can tell you is that the ambition of the club, it's big, that we want to improve the squad, we want to evolve the squad in order to achieve we have obviously detected some areas that they can be strengthened, and that's what we are trying to do.
We're here for the Community Shield, so
Yeah.
at last we get to a couple of questions on the Community Shield.
Yeah,
That's right.
go ahead.
I know it's been a good tournament for you in your Arsenal days, won it 4 times as a player and a head coach. Make it 5 on Sunday?
That's what we're going to try to do. We're going to have a really strong opponent, but we are really excited to start the season, to start with the first trophy as well. And yeah, I sense a really good energy around the place. All the internationals are back, and yeah, we can't wait to start competing.
I don't know whether you saw the interview that Gyökeres gave last weekend, where he was asked whether it was a friendly against Manchester City. He went, Manchester City? Friendly? That's the kind of attitude you want from your players, I guess.
Well, it is, because